new here. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I upload a lot of DIY videos that I think you'll enjoy. But today's DIY room decor video is extra special because it's actually a collab with Joe Kanza. So after you're done watching this DIY, make sure to head on over to his channel and check out his. We made some super cool DIYs for you guys that I think you guys will absolutely love. So make sure to check out his channel as I mentioned before and subscribe to him if you haven't already. As always, these DIYs are super simple to make and very affordable. I will have all the materials linked down below for you, but let's jump right into it. For this first DIY, I'm going to be making this yarn hanging. I saw it on Instagram and I absolutely fell in love with it. It matches my room perfectly. So for this DIY, you're going to need some yarn, a hot glue gun, scissors, a wooden dowel, 2 gold rings, and a piece of cardboard. Make sure your cardboard is at least like 10 to 14 inches long. And basically you're going to just start by taking the smaller ring and attaching a piece of yarn to it. So you're going to just like loop it through and make sure both of the ends are separated. After that, you are going to be taking the ends of that piece of string, if that makes sense, and tying it to each end of your wooden dowel. Make sure that it's an appropriate length because you're going to be putting that larger ring in the middle of it. So if it's not long enough, your larger ring is not going to fit. Next, you're going to take your piece of cardboard and you're going to loop around the piece of yarn 10 times, so just go back and forth 10 times. After you've looped your yarn around completely 10 times, you're just going to take your scissors and snip off the ends, and you're going to repeat this process 7 times. Well, I repeated it 7 times. You may need it more. After that, you're going to take those pieces of yarn and just loop it through onto your wooden dowel and repeat that process until you're done. The last step is to attach the larger golden ring. So what I'm doing here is just cutting a little piece of the yarn, and what I did was I double knotted it, and then I just took a little bit of that hot glue to seal it at the top and cut off the edges because I find that this way just looks like the neatest. So after you added your little piece of hot glue, just go ahead and loop that piece of yarn through the smaller ring, and then you're also gonna loop it through the larger ring, if that makes sense. And after that, it looks like this, and I absolutely love the way that this DIY turned out. Also, if you guys want to see an updated room tour because I've been working in my room, let me know in the comments down below. This next DIY is so cute. You guys may remember it from my subscriber room makeover. I bought that pillow, but I figured out how to make one. So all you need is this palm print fabric, a pillow, some iron-on adhesive, an iron, and a pair of scissors. So all you're gonna do is take your pillow and lay it on top of the fabric. Then you're gonna cut around the pillow. You need like an excess, I would say like ½ inch or an inch, and you're just going to cut out 1 square, and then I just cut out an additional square. So you're gonna need 2 squares of the fabric the same size of the pillow, if that makes sense. So all you're gonna do, you're gonna repeat this process for all 4 sides of the pillow. I'm just showing you one, is fold over that piece of fabric 1 inch and then iron it over. And you're gonna repeat this for all 4 sides for both pieces of fabric. So you're gonna do it 8 times. Then you're gonna measure out the iron-on adhesive and just cut off the end of how much you're using. And then you're going to iron on the top of the fabric. You don't want to iron too much. Now this process you're only going to do to one of the pieces of fabric because you will just easily iron on the other piece of fabric on top of it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just placing the piece that has the adhesive on top of the piece that doesn't. And then after you've got that lined up nice and securely, you just want to go back over it with an iron. Make sure you iron it enough because it does take a little bit extra ironing, I find, to get the adhesive to really stick. After you let it cool off, you're gonna go ahead and stuff your pillow. All you have to do is stuff your pillow in there, and this should not come apart if you've used the proper amount of ironing. So just keep that in mind. Make sure your ends are nice and sealed. And basically you're just gonna repeat the same process to the top of the pillow. I just forgot to film it. You're just gonna seal it off with that adhesive, and you are all done with your NoSew Pillow. Like I mentioned earlier, I will have all these materials and the fabric linked down below. This last one is super simple, but it's something I really wanted for my room and I couldn't find it. It's just a little feather trinket box. So for this, I'm using a cardboard box, some white paint, a foam brush, some gold dipped feathers, and a hot glue gun. You can make these feathers, I've tried before. The ones that you buy just look so much better. So I'm just taking my white acrylic paint, and you're gonna need a couple coats of this, but just go over your box with that acrylic paint. And then all you have to do is take your hot glue gun and glue on the feathers. Now this part is a little tricky because you want to make sure that you get the ones that are all going kind of in the same direction. This step is really important because if you don't go in and pick out like the proper feathers, it just won't look good, okay? So you want to make sure you take your time and go through all those feathers, and the hot glue dries instantly. I absolutely love the way it turned out. It's exactly what I was looking for. I hope you guys enjoyed these DIYs. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Check out Joe's channel. You can click on his little link for his video there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!